I think you're muted, TJ. Welcome to another episode of Power Bourbon.
Yeah,
Live stream.
exactly. TJ's having technical difficulties. Shock of the year.
I believe they call that user error.
Oh, in his case, for sure.
Oh, now he's just gone. He's just leaving it.
You know that guy. He always had such a short.
I like your use of the word "short" there.
All right.
Oh, there it is.
It always has this problem with
He's back after a short break.
Oh, ha ha ha! You guys are great. Yeah, I always some reason that Apple AirPod thing that's supposed to easily transition to different devices doesn't ever work out. So, oh well. But yeah, welcome to Power Bourbon, where we have everything working perfectly all the time.
I'm back.
And Brian's back, which is great because, people were starting to wonder what happened to the People's Champ.
Yeah, I know. It was, they thought like the man, was holding me down. Sorry, this way. It's opposite.
Oh.
Was holding me back and kicked me out. But no, I'm still here. I'm fighting for the people.
All right.
And Henderson.
Yeah.
More on that later.
Tonight we got a special episode. We are bringing in two of our Patreon members. You've met one of them before, which is Ed, and we're introducing a new one, which is Derek. So welcome, gentlemen.
Hey, guys.
Welcome, Derek.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on. This is great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, we always enjoy sharing and bringing people on when we can. So
sharing is caring.
Unless it's with Henderson.
Yeah, we don't need to share the Henderson.
Ed. Oh, man, I thought we were friends.
No, well, we are, but
in spite of.
Right.
You have to draw a line somewhere, and I appreciate Ed's line.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want the Henderson either, but you've sent it to us, which is unfortunate.
You send us a lot of things that we don't ask for, Brian.
So
come on, oil fire. Come on now.
Oh gosh. I dumped that out the other day. And I knew it was oil fire because as soon as I opened the vial, I was just like, whoa.
It smelled like Cinnabon.
Yeah.
What's not to like?
Gives you diabetes.
Yeah. How about Cinnabon just buy the real cinnamon roll?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah.
It combine that in bourbon.
No.
Well, whiskey.
No.
Use
yeah,
that
it's whiskey. It's
well,
not bourbon. Yeah. So
spirits.
Yeah. Tonight we've got a special blind flight that I set up. So I will share one bottle in the lineup. Chuck and I were doing some research, and there had been a bottle that we really thought about for a while buying, and we could never pull the trigger, but we finally decided to do it. And we actually both wound up buying it at the same time, which is Widow Jane 10-year-old. So it was one that we were on the fence because it's about 60 to 70 bucks and it's a 90 proofer, which generally we like to drink around the 107 range. But after drinking it, we were just utterly shocked and amazed by it. I think it's honestly could be a top 10 contender for the year. It's that good. But then we got to talking like what other bourbons are in that price, or not necessarily that price range, but that proof range. And so without Chuck knowing, I set up this flight, which has got 7 bourbons in it, all right around the 90 proof range. Some are absolute Tater bottles that people hunt like crazy. Some are craft distiller bottles that people always overlook and are on the shelf. So I know what they are, but these 4 guys have no idea. So we'll see how it all plays out, how it ranks, what they think. Everybody's got it in the same order, 1 to 7. So it'll be an interesting night. And I mean, if nothing else, Brian's got to drink a lot of whiskey, which will be great.
Yeah, it's a good night. And, caveat here, the family and I are recovering from COVID. Apparently, even if you're vaccinated, you can get it. I think we already knew that, though. So taste and smell is a little bit hit or miss. So I wanted to bring in my North Star, my barometer for tonight, so I can measure things against it. And so I got my bottle of Henderson here. to help me out. And then in case taste and smell apparently are really off, I've included a nice little apple cider vinegar concoction that I may chug before the night's over. We'll just have to see.
Nice. I think
There
you
we
should go with a peated scotch, Brian, myself. But,
Yeah,
See?
a good
Well,
campfire.
yeah,
the Lagavulin 16 to really.
Yeah. Hit that right out of the gate. Everything will be a disaster after that, and you'll call it good.
Oh,
Well,
perfect.
I mean, to be fair, how Brian sends flights, that would be what he would do. Is
Yes.
the first one of the night would be a peated, and then the end we'd end with like some super like complex scotch that you need all your flavor for, and we just wouldn't have a shot.
Hey, I thought you guys were good. I thought you could handle it.
Nope.
All right.
So we on number 1 here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting a ton on the nose, like a little herbal grassiness.
Neither am I.
Theme of the night. Brian doesn't smell anything.
I'm not either, really.
Yeah, I get the herbal grassy notes, definitely. And I will say they are all bourbons. So
All right.
I didn't throw any shockers in there.
That's all right. I'm ready. I can take it.
That's no fun.
I've drank Wild Turkey Bourbon 17, so I can take it.
Yeah, I mean, even for me
I mean,
on the palate, like it just like those notes kind of carry through. Very subtle. Not much on the finish.
No finish. I get like no finish.
I think it's not Rebel Yell 100, but it's like that's kind of what it reminds me of.
I get a lot of sweet on the
ton
front
of sweet.
part of the palate.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I get almost like a hint of sweet on the back end of, like, after you get the grassy notes on the nose, a hint of sweet on the back end of that.
Yeah.
Is there any like depth to the sweetness, or you're just like it's just like not like a caramel sweet or a
It's almost
just
like a
sugar?
Yeah, sugar cane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cane sugar.
Sugar cane would be great description.
I get like 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 if you took honey and Karo syrup and put them together, that's kind of the sweetness that I'm getting, because then I get that corn finish like from Karo syrup, and then it's gone quickly.
Mhm.
Like,
Yep.
Boom. So yeah, there's not much depth there. 90.
Yeah, I'm sorry I poured such a big glass of that one.
Wow.
Way to go out of the gate, Chuck. That kid.
This is where he tells me later. It's like
Yeah.
that's the $200 bourbon. And
Right.
It drinks, I'd say, a little bit like a lower proof.
Problem is we don't know if Brian's serious or making a joke.
That's my wheelhouse. That's my wheelhouse. I love it. Dance, puppet.
Apparently, we didn't catch the intro from TJ.
Brian likes to get me going, so
Yep.
I do.
we on to number 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think all the noses are going to be a little weak. We'll see.
Well, this one's got a little bit of something on there. Less, I mean, no grassy note.
No.
You get a little
It's
bit
got-
of floral rye.
I'd say a little bit of oak. Like, I could believe that this one's going to have a little age on it.
Wooded potpourri.
I'll be honest with you guys. Usually I do a little drop of water, but given the fact that they're lower proof, I'm not doing that tonight. So
Yeah.
And don't pass judgment. That's just my style.
No,
No.
so when we did the Heaven Hill tour and the pour your own bourbon experience, they had you go through and try everything at barrel proof, but then made you put water in all of them. So after you tasted it, you dropped water in, let it mingle with it, and then try it again. And it completely changes the flavor profile.
Mhm.
Yeah, Derek, no judgment. I usually like to drink mine with Sonic Ice. You know, all those little ice pellets. And I usually just fill the glass half full and then put a little bit of bourbon in.
Where did you find him?
Charity.
Fabulous.
Charity.
I love it, Brian. That's fabulous.
There was actually a sign on Facebook, "We'll drink bourbon for free. Just send it to me." And we picked him up.
Yeah, it was great. I would say we met through a series of very unfortunate events.
That's factual.
Unfortunate. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Getting a little bit of oak on the palate on this one.
Mhm.
Like mid palate. Short finish though for me.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing us back to actual whiskey.
I get a little-
Normally, that's my job. Normally to anchor these two.
I get a little bit of a bready note on this one. A little
Yeah.
dough kind of in the middle, but no lingering finish either.
Now there's a little hint of some spice coming in on the finish, but then it just is gone.
Mhm.
Yeah, I get a little bit of a rye linger on this finish.
I got absolutely nothing on this one. I have nothing to add.
You know who you are right now, Brian? You remember like Joe Theismann when he was Monday night commentator? Like literally the worst.
Oh.
Brian,
You know, for a second I thought you were gonna call me like Dan Deerdorf. Because
What?
I'm pretty sure he was the worst.
I mean, Theismann, Deerdorf. I mean,
Theismann was okay. He at least knew what he was talking about a quarter of the time. But
Well,
man,
It was
Deerdorf-
actually just the dynamic between Theismann and Kornheiser that was just awful.
oh well, yeah. And Theismann couldn't shut up because he loves to hear himself talk so much.
oh my gosh, no joke.
Yeah. You on to three?
You would swear the
On to
way
three.
Theismann talked, like he was like if he hadn't broke his leg, he was about to like win 4 straight MVPs
Oh yeah.
and Super Bowls.
So this one definitely has the best nose so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
But I still get a little of that herbal grass, or no, a little bit of a grassy hay note.
Yeah.
But it's kind of coupled with like a honey.
I get like maybe that grass corn, like a corn flakes with a little, almost like a honey nut Cheerio kind of smell.
They're great.
That's Frosted Flakes, but okay.
I thought you were going cornflakes, and then I was talking sugar and sweet.
All right.
I was going Frosted Flakes.
Fair enough, Chuck. Fair enough.
And people think I'm off topic.
No comment.
You're just off, Brian. We'll take it.
I like the finish on that.
Yeah.
So that's a strong palate.
Definitely still really sweet, vanilla,
Mhm.
caramel, and then the palate does start to come through, or the finish starts to come through on this one. Which is
There's
nice.
a little longer finish on that one. I get a little bit of a short hug on that compared to the other two.
Yeah, given the fact this one has come through the strongest for me, it definitely must have a little bit more than the others. But is that cinnamon finish on that one? Is that what that seems like?
I could
With that.
Yeah.
There's a little spice, yeah.
Yeah, it actually like lingers on the sides and back of the tongue a little bit before and Ed does give you a little bit of a hug, but
Yeah. I mean, the other two there was zero spice, zero hug, nothing.
I had a little bit on number 2, but yeah, not much.
After tasting it, I can go back and smell the honey. I couldn't get that the first go around, but I can get it now.
Yeah. Yep. I'm already enjoying this now that I'm no opinions, and it's going to be great on the reveal.
We go back to one. I really get the grassy notes on one. Really grassy on one.
Yeah.
We on to 4?
Yep.
I do like that.
Ooh, there we
that's
go.
wrong. That's good.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Four definitely, like the noses keep getting more and more intense.
Let's say TJ knows how to set up a flight, so
Right.
I mean, I only spent a day figuring out how to do this and putting it in the right order, doing a couple tests.
a couple tests. It's research.
Mm-hmm.
Little ice down there. Why are you
That's
drinking
funny.
at 8:30 in the morning? It's for the
For
channel.
science.
That's my favorite. I love that when he had Heather on, and he's pointing at the whatever bottle that was. It's for the channel. It's
Yeah.
for the. That's fabulous. How
That's
about
what I do all the time. Well, I was today when we went to the liquor store, like, oh, there's a new single barrel pick. Like, I don't have a George Remus. Better try it.
What'd you think of that? Actually,
need
as a sidebar here.
It is the best MGP I've ever had.
No way! Get out of here.
I will put that up against any of your Remus repeals, and it's gonna win.
No,
Better
I'm not
than
saying
five?
my favorite MGP is my Untitled single barrel, the 13-year, 10-month or something.
All right, when you come visit and you get your
Yeah,
bajillion bottles over here, bring it. I will put it. We'll go head to head.
No, I'm gonna send
Or
that's
better
in
yet,
our. I'm,
send
not
it
send,
out,
that's,
then
I'm sending
all
that with
three
a
of us
best of
get
2020.
Oh, yeah, this one
2021,
might make
whatever
the
this
best
year
of 2021 too. Like
Okay,
that's
well,
the problem.
It'll be in the blind.
Yeah, my wife's already excited because I'm like, I already have like 25 bottles, and she's like, oh, I'll blind off with you, and we'll figure out what you should send. And then it very quickly becomes, but that's my bottle, and you're not sending that one. I'm like, come on.
So this is definitely the best thus far from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a more robust nose with,
Mhm.
say, more caramel and vanilla, not necessarily like pronounced individually. So it's like a combo.
Yeah,
I get a smoky, like a smokehouse kind of.
Yeah.
Like almost a little bit of a barbecue smoke.
yeah. And then on the palate, like when I first sipped it, it was just like maple syrup.
Yes.
I wish I could taste what you guys are describing.
Now that
And this
one,
has like been the most flavorful finish. It's not a spicy finish.
no, but it's full. It's like a
Yes.
full drink.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
That is, I mean, this is a drinker that would hit just about everybody's palate. It's sweet. There's nothing off-putting about it. It's easy drinker, but still flavorful for those of us that want something more in a bourbon.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That would be a great start the night pour right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, instead of buying your buddy who wants to learn to like bourbon, Basil Hayden, go with this. Like,
Yeah. I wish you had done
as
that
soon
for
as
me.
we find out what this
Hey,
actually is, and
Hey,
if
now.
this is in my budget or not.
no, I'm with Chuck. That's where my game started on the basil train, and I have
Yeah.
significantly veered off of that one.
Yeah.
well,
same
I
here.
mean, for the good of the channel, you still need to buy Basil Hayden toasted, Chuck, to continue.
Oh, I thought you were
your
going to say
ba-
Ed for the good of the channel.
Nope.
You need to buy
Oh.
Basil Hayden.
You gotta have the Basil Hayden vertical
No, I
for
do
the
not.
good of the channel. Yes, you do.
I don't have but like I only have the.
You know,
the
they're
10-year.
actually
I
sitting
don't
on the
have
shelf
regular
here,
Basil
Chuck.
Haydens.
Actually, here in Missouri, they're sitting on the shelf. I can
So it
get you a
sounds like
bottle
Brian
if you
should
want.
do the Basil Haydens.
There you go. Well, that is almost his price range. It's a little outside.
That was a solid drain
Just
pour
a bit
for me.
outside.
That was a what?
Yeah. The
Oh,
basil
drain
toast, that was a drain pour, and I don't do that often.
Yeah.
Bad
Well,
balance.
yeah. Well, everyone in Louisville like went crazy
Yes.
for it. Like,
Yes.
we're just like buying it up, everything like that. And no kidding, a week later, Kroger already had it on sale because they couldn't sell it. Like, as soon as the word got out, people were like, nope. I know a couple people that blinded it off regular Basil Hayden and gave the nod to regular Basil Hayden.
Really?
And I'm like, that's not good.
So we on to number 5 here?
Yep.
So I'm back to some grassy notes on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, from the jump.
More subtle than one.
Yeah, it's way more subtle than one.
Okay, because I
One
can smell
is-
the grass on one, and I smell nothing on this.
Yeah.
This one has a little bit of a funk. There's some
Mhm.
kind of on the palate. Just to me, just I can't. I don't know. There's a little funk in there. I don't know if it's
Not a Dickel funk, though.
No,
Is it young?
that's kind of what I'm getting.
It's like super sweet to me.
Yeah, it is very, very sweet. And then if you give it a little bit of time, spicy finish starts to slowly develop, which is interesting.
How long does this time go by before you get the spicy finish? 'Cause
I mean, it might still be number
for
4
it.
lingering.
I think it's too
Ed's
late
calling you
to
out,
TJ.
TJ. Ed's
Yeah.
calling you out.
It does heat up a little bit at the end, though. It just, you don't expect it.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was a bean product.
I'm not giving my secrets away, sir.
I don't know, I'm just throwing these things out. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's fine.
Well, I mean,
That's funny,
It
Chuck.
tastes like something east of the Mississippi.
That's
all
funny.
of these
You-
are east
when
of
you
the
said a
Mississippi.
bean, when you said a bean product, I thought first thing I'm like, that tastes like repeal batch. If you've ever had the bean repeal batch, that
I have not.
I couldn't pass it up when it was out there for $9. I'm like, why not? I'm going to try it. If it's no good, I'll mix it with ginger ale. You know,
Well, I finally couldn't. So I was at Costco the other day picking up the single barrel Costco Kirkland blend, and they had Old Tub for $15 or something. So I was like, yeah, I got to get that one. Like, I don't have an Old Tub yet. It's good. We'll put it on the shelf.
What do you mean old tub yet? Don't you? You had an old tub.
Yeah.
Well, we killed that bottle, and it was just the small sample bottle that they would be the only thing they used to sell until they came out with this one. So I finally got a legitimate
You are
$7.50 of
such
Old
a-
Tub.
Like, you literally have 170 bottles at this point, and you're like, I need an old tub.
I do. It's for the channel. It's
'cause
research.
that's what I'm gonna go to.
it's reason.
Well,
It's for the
again, I have to have the bottles because otherwise I'm just going to keep drinking the good stuff. I'm trying to not touch like these shelves and up, though now it's slowly becoming like these shelves and up. And I just throw everything on the
I don't
bottom.
mind embracing the fact that I'll just pour a barrel on a Tuesday night. It's fine.
Yeah, but
Are we on to
Unfortunately,
number 6?
yeah.
This might be I'd have to smell it back with number 4, but this is a really nice nose. I get like apple,
Mm-hmm. Definitely oak. There's oak on that.
an oaky apple. Apple oak. Apple.
that is exactly
Start to
what-
finish.
Same thing.
Very nice.
That's delightful. Your wife would be like, this is a toast. This is like not a smoked, but like a grilled apple crisp.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one is delicious. I will be sad when that bottle is gone and it's getting
I feel like I
closer.
can actually taste a lot of this.
This is why I have Old Tub, so I don't drink this bottle. See?
Mm.
Woo. Okay, that's winner. That's really good.
I mean, what are you guys getting on the palate and finish though?
Sweet honey.
Lots of honey. Mhm.
yeah.
I get like a like if you put cinnamon pie crust and had a little bit of apple, like the crust on an apple pie, but not a lot of the apple. That's what I'm getting. and I could eat that stuff all day. So
Yeah, and that's
This
the other
reminds me
thing.
of a little bit of Michter's products where it's like delightful nose, awesome nose, and then it's just like the palate and finish are just you just want a little bit more, and they just don't. I mean, I agree with what you guys are saying as far as the honey and the sweet, and then I was looking for a little bit more through. But the nose blows me away, love it, and then kind of lacking.
I feel like the finish actually does linger, but it's just not strong.
Yeah,
Like I feel like it does linger, but it's just it doesn't. I get what you mean on the oomph, but it's not like it just disappears quickly.
well, this is another one that it like slowly builds on the finish to me, so that you get something, and then by the fourth sip, you're finally starting to really get that finish. So,
would you have sent us Shanks or Bomb Burgers?
Those aren't 90 proof. Those are too high.
Oh, Shanks is too?
Yeah. I don't know where
Your
I put
Bomb
my
Burgers
Shanks.
was
Oh,
higher.
Shanks. Yeah, Bomb Burgers is higher, but even Shanks is relatively high. Shanks Shanks is 91 too. I could have sent Shanks. I did not.
Nailed it, Chuck.
Apologize. That should have been number 8.
There's a lot
And
that should have been number 8, number 9, number 10. One of these I actually had to make a distillery run just to get. So,
are we on to 7?
yep.
I am.
Which has the
Chuck
most
just has a
interesting
reason to
nose.
drink tonight. He was just pounding these.
Patio pounders. Low proof. That's what they are.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
All of these can get you in loads of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I like this nose.
Yeah,
too.
I was a
This
little
is
bit
in the
concerned
running
when I was
for
like-
best.
I was a little bit concerned. We're like, hey, we're having 7 of these, and I was like, ooh, it could be rough. But then it was like, oh, they're all low proof. We're good.
This one has a decent finish.
I do like the finish on this. I'm with there. It does have a good finish. Little spice on it.
Mm-hmm.
A nice sweet nose with a little bit of spice on the nose.
I get.
Like
I got a
peppermint
little
on
bit
that?
of a grassy note on the nose, but then a lot of grassy note in the end of the palate and the finish.
Yeah, like a wet grass.
Mm-hmm.
Is it peppermint on the finish? Do you get that? Or am I just off?
You might be off. I don't know.
Okay. I'd love to say it's because of COVID, but
Oh yeah, what's the color, Brian? I need to get you
color.
to your
ooh,
This
Over
was
the
definitely the
we are
darkest of
def-
colors.
Yeah, we are definitely on a. I'm gonna go light copper.
There we go. You got that color wheel memorized, sir. Good job.
Study twice a week.
Never know
on-
when there's going to be a test.
Yeah, I never know. Going on about going on a week about what 78 of studying on that.
Yeah, we're almost. This will be our 89th video. So,
Holy cow!
Oh, damn.
yep.
Nice.
Sorry, going back to nose on number 7. It's like I get this. The sweetness is like a caramelized brown sugar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely. I do now get a little bit of the hay on the nose that you were or the wet grass on the nose,
Yeah,
but it is very sweet, and it definitely has one of the strongest peppery finishes out of everything that we've had.
Yeah, I taste.
So how do you want us to do? Or you want us to rank them, or you want us to say our favorite? What's your?
So let's go with we go worst to best. So I have a feeling we all are going to agree on which one was our least favorite, which is unfortunate because I thought it would do better. But
I was between two for my least favorite, so maybe I.
Me too.
Okay.
Just give me one moment. Ed, you changed your hat.
I did.
Where's that Dodgers hat? I was gonna get Cardinals are coming for you, man.
Coming hard.
We're on a 15-game win streak, baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
They're 15 now?
Yep.
15.
Today was 15, so we set the record for the club.
Well,
And had I known you were a Notre Dame fan,
I am an Irish fan. Yep. Go Irish. They put a beat down on Wisconsin today.
Yeah. I will always get behind that.
What, that they beat Wisconsin?
Anybody beating Wisconsin is a good thing.
I'm of the vernacular of anybody that beats Oregon or Michigan, and I'm a happy camper.
Well, I mean, so come college football, about the only team I cheer for is Illinois, but you have to have a postseason team anytime you cheer for Illinois.
You
So
better have a back. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but back to your Cardinals thing, they make me nervous as hell because the Dodgers, I was telling TJ earlier, they can never beat anybody that wears a red uniform in the postseason. You can't do it. They struggle, and I do not want any part of them. That's why I'm hoping the Dodgers can overcome their one-game deficit and win the division. So,
Well, the last time the Cardinals won the World Series was from the wild card spot. So if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be those Cardinals.
let's not talk about that.
Please, I just want to see the Dodgers, and I want them to throw Kershaw.
And have Pujols.
Shut up. You want him to throw Kershaw in the 7th inning, right? Right?
It's just it feels like we always have Kershaw's number in the playoffs. So
Oh, in the 7th inning.
Yeah.
He owns you for 6 2/3 innings, and then you got 2 outs in the 7th. The next thing you know, you played 8 runs. I'm like, what in the hell just happened? So,
it's like he just gets the yips in the playoffs every year.
it's horrible.
All right. So what are we thinking is our worst?
So I had number 1 as my worst initially, but then I'm actually changing to number 5 upon resampling.
Interesting.
But they were both those were my bottom 2, 1 and 5.
Okay. 1 was definitely my bottom one.
Yep, that was my least favorite as well.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm actually at 100% in accord with Chuck on this,
Okay.
and it hurts inside.
Well, the good
It
news
makes me
is
feel better that somebody with COVID that can't taste anything is with me.
Yeah.
The
How
good
does
news
that make
is
you feel actually right now, Chuck? That I'm aligned with you.
Hey, I'll take any of
well,
All
3
right,
of us agreed that number 1 is, and this is going to hurt 2 people on this channel the most, which is Bardstown Fusion number 5.
What?
Oh,
that's surprising.
Yep.
Really?
By discovery.
Yep. So that is Fusion number 5.
That was 1?
Yep, that was number 1, which is if you've had the Fusions, it does have that grassy youth note to it. So, yeah.
yeah, that hurts.
That is interesting. Dang.
But I will say they've gotten much better. So I do have Fusion number 1. I mean, I've got them all, but it was really pronounced in those first 3 batches. So 5 is still really good. So, all right.
What was the proof?
The proof is
92, isn't it?
94.9.
94.
All right. So what are we going to go for second least favorite?
5.
5?
It seems like
All right.
that was my worst or my least favorite.
So 5 is one you guys probably don't know about. I picked it up. So this is a $50 bourbon that is now, I think, $65 because of limited availability. No, limited availability. That is Five Brothers, which is the limited edition bottle out of Heaven Hill. So to commemorate their new expansion of the visitor center and everything like that, you can get Five Brothers Bourbon, which it is a blend of, let's see if it's on the back of here. 5 different ages ranging from 5 to 9 years for the 5 Shapira brothers that founded Heaven Hill. So it is 90 proof, and so
Yeah, nothing special.
No. Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. For all that hype, yeah, no.
yeah, that was the one that I had to run all the way down there to get, because I was like, oh, this will be too perfect to have in there. Maybe it'll do good, maybe it'll do bad, but it's one that, like, when people visit Heaven Hill, they're like, oh, what is that? And they're like I said, at $50, it wasn't a terrible purchase, but now that they keep jacking the price up, I'm like, I don't think I'll be buying another bottle of that. So
Now I'll go get that. Go get you another Remus store pick for your $50.
yeah.
Oh,
All right, so now we got to start
5
making
Hendersons.
decisions. 5.
No,
I'd take that over 5 Hendersons.
Aren't Henderson's 2 for $10 now?
Probably.
show me where, Ed. I'm driving overnight. Road trip.
Oh man.
It's so bad they don't even sell it in Georgia. I mean, I've never seen it.
Well, sometimes, Ed, you got to really look on that bottom shelf and move a couple things, and then you find it.
Yeah.
That's the type of hunting that Brian does.
Behind this.
I think you're doing it wrong, Brian.
Yeah.
Right. Is it behind the Salsa tequila? Is that where it is?
I mean, well, the bottle was dented, and they gave me 25% off, so that was like a bonus.
There you go. Perfect.
This is where it gets hard.
So I think I got my next least favorite pretty clear. Then it gets hard after that.
Okay.
So I'm at number 2. Is
2.
my
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So we got 3 of us, so we're good. So this is good.
Did you want it like you're just
2.
going.
Ed says 2 too.
Oh,
and
okay, there we go. 4. Brian just say 2.
Brian doesn't quite count. So this is kind of the first one that will probably surprise people. We got Blanton's.
No.
And it's a store pick. It's a Blanton store pick.
So this just highlights that single barrels can be really variable. And like literally, I opened my palate tonight with a Blanton's, and it was just like this vanilla caramel bomb with then this
Chuck's gotta
like
justify his
medicinal
Blanton's
cherry
purchases.
through the palate and finish. Like it's variable, folks.
Yep. But you got to justify your Blanton's picks. I understand. So yeah, so Blanton's Liquor Barn store pick. Had to. I mean, if we're doing a 90
Barn,
proof,
what are you doing, man?
you got to throw one of these in.
That's bad. I mean, bravo to them. They can pick the worst barrel. It doesn't matter. Like, did anybody pick the barrel? It was probably like Brian with COVID picked the barrel.
There is not that is just like one note.
Mm-hmm.
Just one note.
Yeah.
It's not horrible. It's just nothing.
There's no characteristic Buffalo Trace on this to me.
No.
Like,
and that was the one where I was like, I taste nothing, literally nothing on that.
Yeah, and that's where like literally, if I had not opened it, I started the night with my blends.
Yeah,
because I knew it was a low proof night, and just completely different. So that's the fun of the single barrels.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it goes to show, just like everybody likes to give a hard time to Henry McKenna. There's some good Henry McKennas. There's some bad. There's some good Blantons.
Yeah.
There's some bad. Well,
honestly,
we'll
I've never had a Henry McKenna as bad as this.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I had a friend who picked up a Henry McKenna that showed up on, which we hardly ever get around here. So he was like, dude, McKenna. He texted us all, hey, who needs a McKenna? And so, yeah, anyway, and he tasted it and he was just like, this is the worst thing. And I think it was his first one. So I was like, dude, okay, they're usually better than this. He's like, I'm going to have to use it like as a mixer. It's that bad.
I would say I've got your McKenna right next to your Old Foe single barrel and your Little Book Chapter 5. I as much bourbon as I have.
Is it his Little Book Chapter 5 yet, or did he pay it?
Well, it's technically not his Old Foe either, I don't think. And just to let you know, Brian, Chuck keeps asking if he can get it.
I mean, I think there's more than one person on the live stream this evening.
if I PayPal you right now, can I get that right now?
I got to give it to Brian as much as
I
I'd love
feel like
to,
this
but-
is it's like a hobby economist. I just want to like start an auction right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting price is blank. Ed and Brian, go.
Yeah, until Rachel comes on and you and I both get in trouble. You're picking on my husband. Stop it.
No, I'm pro-marriage. Rachel, it's fine.
I mean, you may not be scared of me, but I know you're both scared of her. So,
Oh, yes. Yes.
She's currently 9 hours away from me. So
Well played, Chuck.
Yeah,
Well
and I'm not
played.
sure you're aware of her level of vengeance and stubbornness.
oh, she never forgets anything. I mean, that board game that somehow I like spited her on 5 years ago. She brings up every time. I'm like, I don't even remember this, Rachel.
Just tomorrow, Brian, just replay only this section of the live stream for her. And then I want to see what the group text is.
Well, she's 9 hours away from you, Chuck. Then she's about 12 hours away from Derek and I. So
Yeah. She'll just take a picture of the front of Chuck's house, and Chuck will be like, "Uh-oh."
She would.
Wait,
Well,
she gets to go.
And Rachel's not afraid. The great part about Rachel is she's not afraid of the long game. So she would drive 9 hours, take a picture of your house, and just say,
And drive home.
and drive home and be like, "You'll find out," and just that's all you get. And you're like, "Wait, I'll find out what?"
Well, it'd be she drove 9 hours and gets there, takes the picture, and realizes I left Brian alone with the kids for 9 hours. Oh, I need to get back.
9
All
hours.
right.
Has a wonderful
9
heart,
hours
so
or the first
not
rest
concerned.
stop, TJ?
What?
I said 9 hours with Brian, kids with Brian, or the first rest stop?
First rest stop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
first
totally
rest
be
stop.
smarter than that. Like, wait a second. Like, I'm second guessing this decision.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
All right, I'm at number 3 as
I next. Yep. I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah, I was at either 3 or 7, so that's where I am. So yeah, okay, I'll go 3.
Yeah.
Good. This is turning out how I hoped it would.
I mean,
Mixer's 10-year.
Oh
No.
Yep. Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's fabulous.
No.
I love it. I love that.
I hope
Yep.
Casey's watching right now.
A freaking $300 bottle that is just bleh.
Yeah, so that's the one. It used to be like about 100, 115 at the distillery, and they just keep raising the price on it. And it's like it's the one that every time Chuck and Brian and I taste and smell and everything, it's got a great nose, and then it just falls off. So
Even the nose is okay, but like, yeah,
Wow.
I'm glad I traded mine away.
yeah.
Wow.
That's why you blind, folks, right there.
I will actually say I will put
Exactly
3
right.
ahead of 7.
Yep.
You'll put what? 3 ahead of
I
7?
will actually put 3 ahead of 7. I don't know what 7 is though. And I'm not tasting the entire spectrum, so take that for what it is.
Seven's got this like I don't know. It's like
Seven. Like fighting for the top dog for me.
Oh.
My top 2 are 6 and
I'm with you, Ed.
4.
It's got this like caramelized sweetness on the nose that I like.
Yeah, it's
I'd just like to say the Widow Jane is still in the running, which was what I was hoping for.
my I'm throwing 6 in as next for me.
6? Okay.
Yep. She's between 4 and 7 for the top dog for me.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
I've got 4 as number 1.
I'm
So,
agreeing with Ed as number 6 is my next.
Okay. So we got 2 6s. So,
That nose on 4 is fantastic.
Yeah, I have number 7 as next for me. It's between 4 and 6 as my top 2.
okay. So that means it seems like Ed, you got to make a decision. Is 4 or 6 going to be the top? And I guess Derek's got to make it between 4 and Derek's 4 and 6.
Right.
Ed is 4 and
Wait.
7.
I don't think
Right.
that we were talking about like we haven't decided which is our top. We just
Right,
were
right.
deciding what's our what's
Right.
not in the top
Well,
3.
So yeah.
Six
Well,
is
I already have them laid out. I know what my top one is.
So do we just at this point just everybody say their first one top?
Okay, we can do that. Everyone say their top, and then I'll show the other bottles.
4.
Perfect.
Four is the best for me.
I think it's unanimous. It's it's got to be.
Yep.
Like that is hands down the best.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's do 6.
So
So
good.
6 and 7. Which one is the
So
one?
that's where we were disagreeing.
7 is second for me.
You got
That's-
7
I'm
as
with
second.
Ed.
7
Okay.
is
I got 7 as third.
Correct. I'm with TJ.
Okay,
oh
Brian, you're-
tiebreaker to Brian.
Brian, COVID man is up.
Just hold. Here we go.
There we have a coin. There we have a coin.
Okay.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Time out. Before you start, Brian, do we have enough time for his deliberation? That's all. Okay.
So Ed, you read my mind. So I was actually just about to say this is usually where I go into a prepared monologue that I already have down.
No. This is you. I would say this is usually where you're like, I think number 7's the best, but then and this is why. And then you tell us a big long story to go right back around to what you originally said. And so I have to cut out 30 minutes of some randomness just to get back to the original
Your
statement.
subscribers appreciate that, TJ. We don't have to hit the 15-second.
Yeah.
Well, and the great part is about close to 100 episodes in, TJ still thinks that's not an accident and not on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Along with you guys both going link above, and so then I'm rewatching for the 18th time.
So TJ, I think a takeaway here was
No, I can't
extra,
link anything.
Can we link
extra
something?
Patreon content would not be good if it's not edited.
Yeah.
We don't need to give these guys more.
We could just do a video and just put rants with Brian and all the behind the scenes Brian. And if you want to watch it, great. If not, just read my wife's reviews on Patreon over bottles you're interested in.
So actually,
I'm going to go back and read her little book breakdown all the time.
Yeah.
so speaking of rants by Brian, that's a great idea because ever since we had baby in May,
whoops.
I've been paying attention to actually some of the episodes that you've been.
Oh, you've been
filming.
watching them, is what you mean?
Watching, so loosely paying attention,
It's not uncommon
And
for an
you have to
actor
throw
not
a
to
little
watch
shade
TV,
my
by the
way. and I've been taking notes. So there's definitely going to be some rants with Brian coming up here in the future.
The good news is I edited it out. So.
That's good.
Oh, you won't be able to edit these out.
No, I can. There's a
Cast the
masking feature.
deciding
They
vote,
just-
Brian.
So,
What
so
do you
back,
got?
back to the tiebreaker. You would actually, if you were paying attention to me, you would already know what these are. I've actually already said.
Yeah.
So my top,
Is
you
this
already
like
know.
I'm
is
sorry,
four,
I should
unanimous.
listen to you more.
And I've already mentioned the
moment?
other ones, so you would already know that my number 2 is number 6.
Okay, so number 2 is 6. So last place we got is 7, which is good because this will hurt Brian a little bit, which is Woodford Double Oat.
Oh,
So
I had
Special-
that I went to Notre Dame game 2 weeks ago, and they had a bottle of that, and the guys brought it out, and the thing was as cold as an ice cold beer, and I'm like, why is this so cold? What are we doing?
yeah,
Oh,
well, it's
it's
cold.
Why is this
It's a-
bourbon ice cold?
It's a small bottle. You're
Well,
supposed to
because
put it in
South
the.
Bend already gets
freezer.
cold that time of year.
Is that what you do with
This
your
was 2
liquor?
weeks ago. It was 84 degrees.
Well, they
It's
don't want the bourbon
refreshing.
to get. Yeah, no, we don't want hot bourbon.
Oh,
So number 6 is it did better than I thought it would, and that
Oh wow!
is
That means number 2.
Weller 12.
what?
So
Ah,
yeah,
that's a
Really?
lot better than I thought.
yeah, that
Yeah.
did a lot better than I thought it would. But yeah,
You don't have
Definitely.
107 in here.
no, it's too
Man,
high
it's
of a proof.
almost worth buying that
Just
at
saying.
secondary prices.
Weller 12 is only 90 proof.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, 90 proof.
Wait, that means Widow Jane just won the flight.
Yep.
Stop.
So the winner of the night is Widow Jane.
Wow. And what's that go for, TJ?
Usually somewhere between 75 and 80. So their whole big spiel, their stick is they have really good bourbon at high proof, and they purposely batch it down to 91 proof. There is some of their variation that's higher proof, but they batch it down to 91 with pure limestone mineral water. So that's their stick that they do.
From the Widow Jane mine.
Yep. So they get it from a mine nearby, and they just proof it down. And like I said, it's really, really good. We were kind of blown away that it was so good. Mm-hmm.
The nose is fantastic.
So does it say where it's sourced from? Because I get a little dickle on the nose.
It does not say.
I mean,
you're like, it's good. It must be Dickel.
Because I think they source from different places. I think in the past, but
so and then Ed'll like this. So the master distiller for Widow Jane is the lady that started the distilling process at Starlight.
Really?
Yep. So that was her. So she's done multiple
most of the
different
stuff
gigs.
that's coming out right now is all her stuff.
Yeah. But pretty much all the stuff currently coming out of Starlight is her stuff until the two sons, their stuff really starts to hit. So,
Charlie, do you get Dickel on the finish on that one a little bit?
I mean, I get it on the nose.
I just poured a little more of that bottled and bond just to nose it, and I get it. I get a little of that. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if the Widow Jane is sourced from Dickel.
So it says. So I just pulled it up. So it is from Kentucky, Tennessee, and Indiana. So MGP, probably Barton and Dickel is the combination. So.
That's good.
That's good.
That's surprisingly good.
Yeah,
this is a great
amazing.
flight, DJ. I've been chasing Michter's 10 for some time, and tell you what, that was an utter disappointment. Like, I check that box and just let that one go for now.
Well, so
it was for us too, Derek.
Yeah. So in the beginning of the pandemic, Michter's started doing curbside pickup, and so you had to get on like just at the right time, and so I did it real quick to get a bottle. And then I was super excited because I was like, I've always talked about this, everything like that. Got it home, opened it up, and I was like, this is so sad.
I mean, to have Blanton and Michter's 10 in this blind, and they finish almost in the bottom two. Wow.
Oh, there we go. We got somebody else that agrees. So Scott here agrees that Michter's 10 is not worth the hype.
Yeah.
So yeah. I just Chuck and I have talked about this a bunch, and even Brian, like all the Michter's products, like it's just not worth the hype to me. Now, granted, we have not tried one of their toasted products yet, and that is very much still on the list of bourbon that we want to try to get a hold of, either the toasted bourbon or the toasted rye. But I just keep getting let down by their stuff, and I'm like, I don't know about going there again. So we'll see.
I mean, I'd like the Bomberger. Like, I went out and tried to find, because the Shanks and Bombergers were released maybe 2 weeks ago around me. I would have bought both had I found them at retail, just to have them. But the Bombergers isn't bad. Like, I enjoy that.
Yeah, I think out of every Michter's I've had, the Bombergers is the best. The Shanks, I get a super sour note, at least the version I have. So.
Yeah, we had the same version. So
is that the sour apple taste? Is that what sour was on that?
Oh, there you go. Scott's right up our alley. He says the Remus Repeal Batch 5 is similar in flavor profile. Way better for less cost if you find it, at least when compared to 2020.
Yeah.
So,
honestly, I feel like the Remus stuff in general is just underappreciated by.
And let's keep it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's already
I'd say-
allocated in Virginia.
Well, yeah, it finally hit shelves today in Kentucky. So luckily, my bottle's in Champagne, tucked in, safe and sound.
What was
How
number
are you guys doing on your FAEO2 hunts?
I got a
I don't think
bottle
it's
delivered
released
to
yet.
my house back there. It's delicious. 7 was the Woodford Double Oak.
That's right. Okay.
The FAEO2, like we'll have to do a review on it, is amazing. Buy a bottle, buy a backup bottle, buy a bottle for your friend.
Buy a bottle for
All over it. Can't wait. Looking forward to that for sure. Love the 01.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is. You can't compare it to the 01. They are like vastly different bourbons, but they're both very, very good. So because somebody was asking like, which one's better if I can only buy one? I'm like, you can't compare them that way. They're just so different.
When would you ever see both of them on the shelf, though? At this point,
Well,
like,
At TJ's Kroger.
Yeah, I mean, my Kroger still has like 5 cases of FAEO1.
No way.
Hey, Whiskey Nose, thanks for joining.
Marty,
Cheers.
what's going on?
So, yeah. I wish the Bardstown did a little bit better, but I can understand why it had a hard time. So,
You and me both.
I think that's awesome. You got Blanton, Miller 12, and Michter's in there in the bottom. That's
Yep.
crazy.
well, the Weller 12 did second.
Weller
No, the Weller 12.
second.
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's amazing. Like, honestly, like TJ, you and I thought this Widow Jane was so good. And I've done some personal blind offs with Widow Jane, but nothing this extensive.
Yeah.
So it was some nice validation to have that kind of come through at the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Because there's so many good. I mean, these are all great bourbons. There's not a bad one really of the batch, but
No,
when you suddenly
agreed.
look at price wise, like you realize that you can spend your money better places.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
I mean, that's the thing with bourbon right now. Like, so many things are hyped. Like, if you can find a channel, if you can find like people with palates you trust and talk around, like you can find things of great value. If you're willing to look past the name on the bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Some people, it's just all about the name on the bottle.
One bottle that we talk about a lot and seems to get overlooked all the time is Russell's 10.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk salt? I mean, that thing is as good as it gets for. Sometimes you can get it for $28 depending on sales.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
that bottle is so good, so good.
Oh yeah, yeah. And if you want to break into the single barrel game, a Russell's store pick, man, you can get some amazing store picks.
Yes, agreed. I've got one from Total Wine that's fantastic.
So,
See, your dog's doing it.
yep, dogs are just barking.
Sorry.
No, yeah, now he's gonna mute himself.
I don't even know how. Well, there we go.
Yeah, he's gonna mute himself. So ask him a bunch of questions right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck.
Yeah, right.
Wow, he's giving the equivalent tasty notes as Brian all night. That's amazing.
That's fantastic. Oh, that's hilarious.
I really don't know why you're your friends. That comment was not a 10, Charlie.
because I send you blind flights like this. What isn't there not to like?
Right. I mean, this was a great flight. I love it.
Yeah.
I love when you put the big dogs against the unknowns and then they get crushed
Oh yeah, it's
by 5 different pallets, and they all agree that you've got Blantons and Michter's in the bottom.
well,
In
and
fairness,
that's
my palate only counts as like a half. Normally, so now COVID, it's like a 1/8 of a pallet, probably. No, I'll let it be more than that. 1/16.
There we go. Thanks, Matt Major.
That was a math joke.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got guys apparently like, with Derek and Chuck that have pretty refined palates, and they both agreed.
Mhm.
Not so much.
Yeah.
Not at all, Ed. I just don't. With my job, I'm not allowed to drink during the week because I'm usually on call. So my collection, because I'll never drink it all, is like super small. So I've just resolved myself to buying some of the higher end stuff. But I have been burned quite a bit on some of the higher end stuff. So to this blind flight's point, right? Like I could definitely be searching at a much lower price point than my current average bottle is, because I'm often disappointed, and I've spent a little bit of money to get to that point.
Mhm.
I'm just impressed that you have the ability to like say no. Like the reason I have this is because I see a bottle and I'm like, I gotta try it. It's like going out to a restaurant. You gotta try something new all the time. So I'm just like,
So your ability to say no, TJ, is like non-existent. Like you can't say no to the Terry Bradshaw whiskey that's only like
hey,
2 years old.
it's not. There's worse stuff out there. I will say that.
That's
Have you got the John
Brian
Wayne?
sent it to us, but that doesn't mean that.
I trusted a certain person who said it was good because I trust their palate. I'm just saying.
So one of these times, TJ is just going to send like the celebrity flight, and we're going to get like the Terry Bradshaw, the John Wayne.
Well, he was looking at the black,
Eric
although that was
Church,
pretty expensive.
Jack Daniels.
Well, to be fair, one of my friends texted me the other day and were like, "Hey, you guys on the channel need to buy a bottle of Sweeten's Cove and review it." And I was like, "No, absolutely not, because I can get the same bottle for $70. Like, I'm not going to do that." And he's like, "Wait, you can't get that for $70?" I'm like, "Yes, it's Dickel. That's
George Dickel. Yeah.
So kind of a side question here, just for discussion purposes. What do you feel like? So Derek mentioning like, hey, he's been burned by some high end stuff that he felt like was supposed to be good. What do you feel like as far as the high end realm? Do you trust the most? Like they come out with a new release. There, if I'm spending $100 plus to whatever that is, I trust them the most with my money.
That's easy. I know the answer to that question.
I'll let Derek and Ed answer first.
Yeah.
So for me, personally, it's Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. I haven't found a batch that I haven't liked.
One batch.
Yeah. So,
That's
I mean,
a good one to go with. I like it.
through. So no matter the price, I'm comfortable pulling the trigger between, like 120 to 200, wherever I'm at to get it.
That box.
Yeah.
That box.
If it comes in a box, Ed's
That's not over 100, Ed.
Well, Booker's is close.
Depending where it
that
is,
is it.
like it's pushing 100 in Kentucky now.
Pushing, and I'll pull the trigger on it every time.
Yeah.
That's just me. I love that profile. I haven't had one that I hated.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'd be.
Yeah, I mean, I love my Joseph Magnus cigar blend, so like that's always on the hunt list. Yeah. I only have one batch though, so I can't compare to others, Derek.
I know
Bardstown is that for me. Like it's Bard. Like I will always buy Bardstown. I mean, I love barrel products as well, but I think Bardstown's generally to a different level, especially their finished
variation
products.
with barrel though.
Yeah,
I think is the thing that's hard to trust there.
I don't know if it's hard to trust. Like they're different, so that doesn't mean like it's going to be the same taste profile every time. But they're always good. Like I'm never disappointed with a barrel.
Yeah. That's true. I just mean like if you had maybe a more limited profile, like for the common person, like barrel might be harder to trust in that regard.
The nice part about barrel is they're always $80 to $90. Like some of their single barrels or store picks, like they'll get up 100 plus, but it's like that's fair. Like, and you're always like nobody marks them up, as opposed to some of the other products, like say a Michter's 10. That's like, I bet most barrel products would do better in a blind than Michter's 10.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Sure. No question.
Yeah.
And you're always going to find them at $80 to $90. So,
Chuck, have you had the Goodwood from Bardstown? I know that we both love the Copper and Kings, but do you have that?
I do not. So that's the beer finished, right?
Yeah, the honey ale.
Yeah. So
I have a sample of that I can send you. I like Copper and Kings is like probably right below King of Kentucky for me, but then like Goodwood is like close to that.
So
I
I
would
was
say-
burned on a beer finished bourbon, and I would be super excited to taste that.
I don't
beer
drink beer. I don't
because
like beer, so maybe
I love beer,
similar.
but like I was burned on it, but it wasn't a Bardstown product either. So it's like if they were, so
I'll say-
if you put it right up there with the Copper and Kings apple brandy finished, yeah, I'd be really interested in tasting that.
Yeah, I'll say the Goodwood honey is right up there. It's really good. The Goodwood walnut, I was not as big of a fan of.
Agreed.
When did you
So-
taste those?
I go to Westport, man. They got it all.
You didn't tell me this.
Well, I tasted it. Well,
I
the
thought
honey
we had
was
our relationship based on trust.
the honey was before you got into bourbon. That's how far back that one was.
Have either of you
Before
had
trust.
the double Mistel finish, the Copper and Kings, outside of the standard?
That was the one that we tried at the distillery. The purple label.
I believe so.
Yep.
Yeah. So we tried it there, and we thought it was good, but it was very juniper-y is what we said, and we didn't think it was really worth the price tag because that one was a little bit
It's
higher.
$350 at the distillery, I think.
So yeah. So I was gonna go for like my bottle that I can always like is over $100 that I'm willing to just drop the price without trying is definitely Bardstown. And I figured Chuck would have actually gone with his one that we all know, which is Old Carter.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going to.
Yeah.
But-
You did,
But I
like
mean,
I have several. You just didn't let me. Like I was. That's definitely on
man.
the list.
So yeah. Well, we'll close this out since we're just a little over an hour. So thank you guys for being part of this. We hope you guys all enjoyed it. Please hit the like, the comment, and the subscribe, all that stuff. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll be able to do super chats and start, auctioning off Chuck's whiskey without him knowing, which would be great.
I
So
don't know about this. Like, where's
Yep,
this in the YouTube rules? I don't understand.
I think the 2 Patreon members agree that, we should, give some of your see, thumbs up. We're good. So please hit the subscribe
and just
button.
remember, Chuck, you go on, trips, and I'm only 9 hours away.
Exactly. We can go raid. Oh, that could be a channel. Like we just raid Chuck's bourbon closet.
Okay, TJ, great idea. Next time Chuck goes out of town, we do one from his house.
I like it.
Has security cameras.
Invite.
TJ, in the mail, I have sent 5 samples, or rather 4. Ed, I included you on that. So King of Kentucky. So when you guys hit 1,000, we'll have that one to celebrate with.
that's
So
excited. We appreciate it. Like we appreciate your guys'
That was good
support.
to
We couldn't
know.
do it without you. So
Sharing is
Yeah.
caring
Well-
when it comes to bourbon.
hopefully you guys are around when I'll be in Louisville on that 22nd to 25th for our meetup. So you and
well, yeah. Chuck still needs to come and pick up all of his bourbon. Otherwise, I'm
Well,
gonna
he
start
can
opening
come
it and
down
drinking it.
see,
Yeah, exactly.
come down then. We'll all meet up.
Or maybe we could preemptively start auctioning some things off.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
interesting.
like that old Forester. Let's
No,
Yeah, I'm with Ed. Yeah, that's right, Ed.
That's a
Unopened.
great,
I'll
I like it.
Oh, that's
So-
bad.
Yeah. So you guys stick around and we'll talk a little bit after this. But thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.
Stay neat.
Our burn.